What's up, guys? It's Layton here from VW Family Farm, and today I am going to be bringing you a little bit different video than we usually do. I had a comment the other day and it just struck interest in me. Somebody asking how I did one of the intros on our videos, like a little intro clip, and I thought, hey, some of you guys doing your own channels might want to know how to do good video intros and all that, so I thought I'd bring you to my computer today and show you how I did it. Alright, step one is you're going to have the footage for your intro. See, mine here is on a drive. I also, just so you know, use Filmora 9. Anytime you're editing, you're going to want to get all your footage here. And you're going to want it stored locally on your computer, because editing softwares only know where the video is at the time that you import it into your video editing software. So say I was to import it from this drive here, go here and import my footage from the drive. Then say we're to eject the drive. Now the footage is nowhere to be found for the editing software. So you always want to have it stored locally on your computer. So I'm going to take all mine here and cut it. Create a file here. This is actually an intro I've already done on a video. Our sweet potato harvesting video. Oops, have the caps lock on. So we're just going to call this Sweet Potatoes. Go ahead and paste all of our footage. It's going to take a minute though to cut from your drive here to where it's supposed to be going. So I'll be back with you in just a second when it's all done cutting. So something I wanted to say while we're waiting, you can see we're only at 45%, is that I'm using in today's, you can see I have two different file types. This is from our DJI Mavic Mini drone. That is going to give us a really cool angle on our intro from the air. And then if one will pop up here in just a second, maybe not. We're also using our Panasonic Lumix for just our vlogging camera to get some different ground angles. So basically what I'm saying is the more angles you have, the better, the cooler it looks. So the next step is you're going to want to be in Filmora here. See, I moved all the footage when I cut. It was on this drive. When I showed you how you can import it from the drive, it works. But see, I cut it all. Now it's nowhere to be found to the computer because I moved it. So what you're going to want to do in this situation is, if you actually import it off a drive, just delete it. Don't worry, it'll still be on your computer. You're just deleting out Filmora. Re-import it, because see, it thinks it should be in this USB drive. It's not there. Go to videos, where we just moved it to, and import all that. See? Okay, there we go. Okay, these are drone clips. This is the first actual clip of the video. So we're going to start editing that real quick.
We are putting on the farm attire and getting ready to go harvest sweet potatoes. We really hope this year's harvest is as good, if not better, than last year. Kind of highly doubt it. Last year was awesome.
You can see here on the audio graph that all the audio drops off from this point forward. So we know the rest of this clip is scrap, most likely. But we can watch it just to make sure. See? All scrap. Cut that. And there's two ways to do an intro. Before, I'll show it right here. This used to be our intro I made. It was basic. It was in every video. This is what we used to use all the time. But something like this gets repetitive, kind of boring. Some of your viewers like it because they know what to expect. But it's nice to spice things up sometimes. And that video clip was every single time not part of the actual video. This, we're going to make something out of footage of what we're actually been doing. So it makes it flow a lot nicer because it's kind of like B-roll of the video, but it's also an intro at the same time, so it works really good. So I'm going to start off with this drone clip here. No, actually I want this one. This is the one I want. Put it right there. And for all you Filmora 9 users here, you want to make sure this chain icon here, mine was just on a second, I turned it off for the purposes of this video. Make sure it is on, because if it's off and you were to cut here, just like that, cut here, and then delete, you're left with a gap, and that can get really annoying, having to go scoot everything back. But if you have this chain on, the ripple effect is on. So if I was to cut here, keep going a second, cut here, and delete that, it automatically ripples backwards, and that's just really nice. I started kind of when the greenhouse came in shot, cut all of this. I used it again later in the video, all this other B-roll, but this is just what I did for the purposes of the intro. Kind of get a sweeping shot there. And then I cut it. Check and make sure nothing else here needs to be used. Okay, I scrapped the rest of that because I'm going to use it later in the video for when it's actually time for us to dig potatoes, because it would be kind of weird if I showed us digging potatoes in the intro before we actually dug potatoes. So, next thing we're going to do is grab the next clip from the camera here. So, by doing this, we already get a sense of, okay, we're kind of getting an intro going here, but we're still keeping up with what's going on in the video. Alright, we're going to move on with the next clip here of the video.
Somebody load up on the mule.
Cut the rest of here. I'm going to scoot forward just a bit until he's actually loaded on the mule.
That looks good. Them shorts and them boots.
I know it's your favorite outfit.
I'm at.
So we go ahead and cut on to the next clip. And here's what I was saying earlier, is that lots of different angles with the different camera types and everything works really good. So we set the camera down, walked over here. Here's the mule. Walked over here, set the camera down, and then walked back to, proceeded to back up and pull by. Gives a really cool shot, appearing that the camera's been here the whole time, just capturing what we're doing. So we're going to go forward, go back until right before we come out of onto the screen. Cut, delete that. Cut, because he's going to shift gears. That'll be kind of a lull. Yeah, get it right, the perfect point. Too far, too far. Right there, cut it. Go back. Cut that. Cut there. We flipped the camera around, so it kind of gives the effect that it got us from both sides driving past, but when in reality, we actually had to stop. Backed up, past the camera. Oh, too much. We're going to get pretty close, so we're going to go and pause until we get in the camera, hit the back arrow a couple times until we are no longer in the shot. Alright, I just moved myself to the bottom right corner because I just realized y'all can't see anything of what I'm doing over here. It's not really necessary because it's just a bunch of little cuts, but I thought you might want to see it, so I went ahead and moved myself over. And so, as you saw before, we cut, rolled by, wait till we're out of the picture, go ahead and cut there, go over, we're going to back up, okay, that's all trash, the rest of that, and you can see here what you've used already if you forget by the little green check marks, so we go ahead and use here, and pull that in. This is just a little bit of kind of B-roll of us driving by our P-row in the garden. That's long enough of that. Go over here, delete the rest of this. Okay, and we don't need this clip because I just included it for the purposes of the video so you could tell where it ended. So this shows you how much we're goofing off. Emily's laughing in the background. And
Maybe not. I guess if we start getting stoned.
Ooh, I don't like that plane.
You know, I don't like that plane. Don't wait till you get stoned.
and now that entire clip, which is that long in length, that gray area, we use that much. I just thought that was funny. Now, like I said, we don't really need that for the intro. That's just kind of to show where the intro kind of ends and the video actually begins. So we're going to want to go here. We'll mute this, although this doesn't really matter because drone footage has no audio anyways, because all you hear would be propellers. We're going to leave this with audio because he's talking. This is very important. Mute this clip of us driving down the driveway because otherwise it sounds pretty bad. Of just us on the gravel. It sounds better if it is muted. And same thing here with the B-roll. Okay, mute all that. Now we need to go to YouTube. Alright guys, so what you're going to want to do now is we are in the YouTube Creator Studio. Go over here on the left. This is where all your dashboard and stuff is. Scroll to the bottom, go to Audio Library. This is copyright free music, if you didn't know this already, for your YouTube channel and videos. That basically means your video won't get taken down or limited monetization or anything like that because you used copyrighted music. This is completely free to use. So what I'm going to do here is search or filter, go to genre. Usually the type I like in the videos is under the hip hop, and 90% of these I never like, so I will be back to you in just a minute when we find one that we'll actually use. So guys, I actually wound up turning off my filter and just searching for the one I used the other day. So you just want to go here and hit download. It will automatically queue a download to your computer, as you can see right there. Done. Go here, go to audio, and then you are going to want to go to My Music and import. This is where you can import music that is not particularly from Filmora's free audio library. That's also an option too, is go to the included, but that's quite limited. So go to My Music here. So we're going to want to find the point in the track we want to use. So about 29 seconds would be pretty good. I just kind of wing it. So 4 seconds. So at about 33 is when we'll want this to be. And we're only at 12, so we need to go to 33 seconds in the video. Go ahead and cut that. Delete the beginning. There we go. We're going to fade it in. So it's not just as harsh.
Last year was awesome. That looks good. Them shorts and them boots.
We're going to fix this problem in just a second of the audio being too loud over the clip.
Favorite outfit.
A match.
Because as you can tell, you couldn't even hardly hear what they were saying. About right there. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something even cooler. Go right there in it to where you can kind of hear the music drop and kind of get louder, and that is where we're gonna try and transition out. So click on here. You can click on the audio clip and then hit M to add a marker. So we want to move the audio clip back till that marker is about right here at this seam. Pretty close. Alright, cut this off at the front. Go ahead and grab here at this little marker thingy and refade in your music. Let it overlap this clip here just a little bit. Go ahead and delete the rest of that off. We can delete that marker out too and fade it out. So here's what it's going to sound like. But hang on, we're going to do one more thing first. Okay, go here and double click your audio. Scroll down up here. This little eyeball looking thing is called a keyframe. Add that right at this seam here of where the audio begins, where they're wanting to start talking. Just right arrow a couple of times. Not that much. Add another one. Go to the end here of the clip. Add one. It can go back a little ways. Like I said, just click it several times, add it, and then we grab right here, and that basically kind of breaks up the audio, and we can lower this section but not these here. So we're going to go ahead and play this now. We're not done yet, but we're going to see what progress we've made.
Last year was awesome. That looks good. Them shorts and them boots.
I know it. Favorite outfit.
A match.
We need these suits.
Alright, so the last thing that's going to really spice this up is up here, the included transitions. We're going to add the one that's called dissolve, and we're going to overlap it here from here to here, from where he's talking in the garage to our first clip of drone footage. Then we're going to go over here to the warp playlist. Just grab one of those, put it there, and then so this one expands outwards, so we'll want one that collapses inward just to change things up. And then we'll do this one that kind of twists over the end, and watch to see how that
Last
goes.
year was awesome. That looks good. Them shorts and them boots.
I know it. Favorite outfit.
I match.
Hang on, one more. Put one here between where this drives off screen and the garden. We can actually adjust the length of this one to be 1 second, so it's a lot shorter, so it doesn't fade for as long. Just like that.
We need these suits.
And just like that, we're done. So what I like about this kind of intro is that we made it using just things from that day. So it's not something repetitive. It flows with the video really good. So it goes straight from here to some footage from that day. Technically the drone footage wouldn't have to be from that day. You could just go out someday and just fly your drone for a bit. But then we go straight into what we were doing, kind of continue with the story of the video. We load onto the mule, we go forward, and then it shows us continuing the story, getting closer by going to the sweet potatoes where they're planted. Add some cool transitions to spice things up. Going down the driveway, show you the cool peas, and then it goes back into just the video. Intro's over, but with the intro, not only did we make an intro to the video, we also kept the story of the video going. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this, leave a like, subscribe. Tell me in the comments if you'd like to see more things like this, and we will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. God bless.
That looks good. Them shorts and them boots.
I know it. Favorite outfit.
I match.